Hello everybody, today is 20th of February. My name is Sahil and welcome to the newspaper analysis. Now guys, first of all, let's have a look on today's GS folder. So guys, today in GS folder, we will be taking a concept of the line ministries for the developmental projects which have become quite a popular these days. Now, what is the concept of line ministries? See, it has been said that there are some of the developmental projects or some of the developmental initiatives which have implications on many of the sectors. For example, guys, if we talk about any of the science innovation, then that particular innovation will be bringing the sea change in many of the aspects. For example, it might improve the urban transportation, it might improve the health, and further it can bring the renewable energy solutions and all such kind of things. Now it has been said that as one scientific innovation can have so much of the implications, then all the different ministries which might be taking the benefit out of it should allocate some of the money for the development of innovation into such a way as the state governments will also be getting the benefit. So state ministries should also contribute for that one development activity which will be having the spillover effects. Now guys, the concept of line ministry was repeatedly came into the news into the context of recent draft science and innovation policy which has been made. It was said all the ministries should contribute into it because all will be having the benefit when the innovations will be made. So guys, this is one particular concept. Please do utilize in context of GS paper number 2 as well as GS paper number 3. So that is all, and now let's take the newspaper analysis. Now guys, this first article, it has been taken from the Indian Express newspaper, and it is a kind of a follow-up onto the recent issue, that is the controversy going on between the Australia and Facebook. Now guys, yesterday into the 19th Feb newspaper analysis, already we have seen that the Facebook had decided that they will not showcase the news into the Australia, and now this particular thing is being criticized. Now the Facebook's such kind of a step came because the Australia was asking the Facebook as well as Google that they should pay the user fees to the news agencies as they are using or they are circulating their content. In response, the Facebook had outrightly banned the news into the Australia. Now guys, this particular thing has been called as problematic because many of the essential services, many of the essential news, particularly into the context of Australian bushfires, COVID-19 pandemic, etc., has also been banned. Now guys, into this particular context, what has been done? The Australian Prime Minister had made the call to the heads of the countries such as the India, Canada, France and UK, and it had said that a global coalition against the technology giants should be made so that a clear signals can be given to that the countries will not get intimidated by them. It has been said by the Australian Prime Minister that they might be changing the world, but that doesn't mean that they should run the world. Now guys, this particular global coalition will be made, and it has been said by the Australia that taking inspiration from Australia's news media and digital platform mandatory bargaining code bill 2020, they should also make the legislations. Now guys, this particular legislation puts a kind of a legal obligation onto the Facebook and Google that they have to pay the money. Now guys, further it has been provided into the article that this is not the first time that Australia is bringing the legislation. There is a history into this particular respect. For example, in 2017, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission recommended that a voluntary code should be created so that a negotiation between the digital platforms and the media houses, news agencies can be created. But guys, such a voluntary code has not been materialized, and the ACCC had pointed out in 2020 that the big techs are not taking up any kind of such voluntary approach. So therefore, now this new legislation is being proposed by the Australia. Now into these legislation, guys, there are some of the sticky points which are causing the problem to the big tech. Number one reason is that, guys, what had happened here, first of all, whatever will be done into the Australia, it will set a precedence for the entire world countries. If in Australia they will pay the money, they have to pay the money into the entire world. After that, guys, into the Australia's legislation, there is also the provision of creating an arbiter which can be approached if the news agencies are not happy with the compensation that is being paid. Now guys, into this particular capacity, the dominant power will go to the news agencies, and the Facebook as well as Google will lose the dominant position, and this thing is giving them so much of the pain. Now if we talk into the context of India, guys, such a kind of a thing will become also important. It has been said that according to the FICCI EY 2020 report, there are 300 million users of online news sites, portals and aggregators into the country, and 46% of the users and 77% of the smartphone users are taking up the online news, or they are using the portals or the news aggregators. So therefore there might be an implication in India also into the times to come. Further guys, it has also been provided that India is the second largest online news consuming nation after the China, and 24% year-on-year growth onto the digital advertising is being seen today. Approximately 28,000 crore rupees digital advertising is being done, and as this share will increase, as the consumers will increase, India might also face the similar kind of situation into the times to come. So guys, this is all into this particular direction, and we further need to see that whether such global coalition is being made, and if it got materialized, then the India's role will be very much important, because India is having such a large user base. So guys, that is all about this article, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now taking up the next article. So this article has been taken from the Indian Express newspaper, and it talks about the recent decision taken by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, where the IT Act is being suggested to be amended into the aftermath of recent issue that happened between the government and the Twitter, where government asked the Twitter to ban some of the viral hashtags as well as some of the Twitter handles, and Twitter did not comply into the entirety. Now guys, into this particular direction, it has been said that the section number 79 of the IT Act is to be amended, because this particular section is giving the protection to the social media intermediaries such as the Facebook, Twitter, etc., that they don't need to take the absolute liability for the content that is being spreaded onto their websites. Now guys, into this particular capacity, not only the social media is being regulated, but apart from it, OTT platforms, that is over the top platforms such as the Netflix, Amazon Prime, they are also to be regulated, because it has been seen that nudity, obscenity is being spread. Moreover, many a times they are also spreading the religious hatredness or dissatisfaction among the people. So into this capacity, the OTT platforms are also being are to be regulated, and therefore again the IT Act will be amended to bring the suitable amendments. Now guys, into this capacity, it is being said that all these steps are nothing but to deny the freedom of speech and expression, and fundamentally the stiflement of such a right is being made by these changes. However, on the other hand, government argues that into the wake of preserving the national security as well as to consolidate the national belongingness, such kind of actions becomes very much necessary. So that is all into this particular capacity, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now this particular article has been taken from the Hindu as well as the Indian Express, and this thing we can use as a case study that how India's tax regime might not be conducive for the ease of doing business. Now guys, here what has happened, government had said that they will be appealing against the Cairn arbitration award that has been given into December 2020. Now first of all, I will give you the background before going into the details of this particular article. See, Cairn Energy was operating into the India, and it was doing its business, and in 2006 and 7 what happened, an internal arrangement was done between the Cairn India Holdings as well as the Cairn India. Now into this capacity, it was said that because of this internal rearrangement, the capital gain tax has been accrued to the Cairn UK, and as this capital gain tax has been accrued, this money needs to be given to the government, and government said approximately 24,500 crore rupees are due to the government of India. Now the Cairn India, it appealed to the income tax appellate tribunal and pleaded this particular matter that no such tax liability is to be paid. However, the ITAT ruled that no, the tax has to be paid, so the Cairn Energy lost this particular battle. However, then the Cairn Energy applied to the Permanent Court of Arbitration to the Hague and has said that India's demand of the taxation is violative of the fair tax treatment that is to be given, and there is also a kind of a India-UK bilateral treaty, and therefore it is an investment matter, and here the discrimination is being done against the Cairn. Now this particular matter has been finally decided into the Permanent Court of Arbitration and had said that no tax is to be given by the Cairn, and India's demand is wrong and it is not justified. And then finally, India was also given a time up till the March that India, if want, can again appeal against this particular decision. However, guys, up till now, India was very much silent. But now, out of a sudden turn of events, India had said that they will file an appeal against the Cairn arbitration award. Still, India asks the tax liability from the Cairn. Further, the government has provided that if needed, the Cairn can approach Vivad se Vishwas tax amnesty and dispute resolution mechanism and can settle the matter amicably. However, guys, the Cairn has not given any official justification into this particular respect, and now the matter will be raised. Now, this particular thing is giving a kind of a very important message that India need not to press such kind of tax arbitration matters when they have been decided onto the international platform, because it doesn't conveys the good message to the international investors. Now, into the sync of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, the production linked incentive scheme, India is looking that the foreign investors should come in India. But guys, a kind of a stable tax regime is the fundamental requirement that is needed. So India should not unnecessarily spread this particular matter. That is all, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, this article has been taken from the Indian Express newspaper and the Hindu newspaper, and it is talking about the recent Priya Ramani judgment that has been given by the Supreme Court with respect to the sexual abuse that was carried onto the Priya Ramani by one of the prominent politician MJ Akbar. Now already this particular matter we have taken up, but guys, here into both of these articles, fundamentally the entire spirit of this particular thing has been carried, and with respect to the women related issues in GS paper number 2, many of these points you can directly utilize. Now into the article, it has been carried. First of all, many a times when the women are sexually assaulted, and if they try to raise the matter after a considerable period of time, they have been questioned many a times. For example, what proof do you have, or why this particular matter was not raised at that particular time, or finally why the matter has been raised into the social media or into the mainstream media, why the formal complaint has not been launched. Now into this capacity, the Supreme Court has recognized that many a times the sexual assault happens into such a condition that it causes a huge trauma onto the women, and they might not be able to come out very much openly, and many a times it is also not very clear to the women that actually the act was a sexual assault. So into this capacity, the Supreme Court has provided that the time frame is not a matter, and whenever the women want, they can come out, and even the women can express their assault onto any of the media. They are not required to go through the formal channels. Such a recognition is a stellar example of recognition of the women rights. Now guys, it has been provided that fundamentally many a times the institutions have failed to protect the women from the sexual assault. For example, guys, there have been many of the examples that have been given. For example, in 1978, into the Mathura rape case, the policeman Tukaram was acquitted when it was said that the consent involves the submission. However, guys, later also it was seen that the KPS Gill, who was charged of outraging the modesty of one IAS officer, Rupan Deol Bajaj, he was also released onto the probation by the court, and no imprisonment has been given. So many a times when the influential people are involved, the institutions have failed to protect the women. So therefore, women want to come out into the social media and want to reveal the ordeals that they have went. But even on social media, their pathways are tried to be blocked. For example, into the Priya Ramani case, when she raised the matter onto the Twitter, she was charged for violating the right to reputation of MJ Akbar, who was accused of the sexual assault. And into this particular capacity, guys, the Supreme Court had rightly provided that the article number 14 and 15, as well as article number 21, which is talking about the right to dignity of a woman, it is more important than the right to reputation of a person. Many a times people say that their stellar reputation has been disturbed. So such a ground will now not be upheld into the context of the women's sexual abuse. Now guys, it has been provided that in India and Bangladesh, at least 60% of the women working into the garment industry, they are sexually harassed. And into the China, a survey had found that the 70% of the female factory workers, they are sexually harassed. So therefore, all such kind of women's, this judgment holds a great relevance. Further, guys, into this particular article, it has been provided that even into the section number 499, which talks about the defamation, which is often used in order to uphold the right to reputation, there are some of the safeguards which protect the right speech or the right allegation. It has been provided that section 499 very clearly provides that it will not be a defamation to impute anything which is true. So truth cannot be accused of defamatory. Then secondly, it has also been provided that it is not a defamation to make an imputation on the character of another person, provided that the imputation is being made into the good faith. So guys, even the section 499 is carrying such kind of safeguards that the women can still raise their matters. So all these are the things that have been provided into this particular article. Guys, please do utilize it into the context of GS paper number 2. So that is all, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and it talks about the recent judgment given by the Karnataka High Court, where the High Court has recognized the right of the women contract workers to get the maternity leave. So guys, what has happened recently, the Karnataka government terminated one of the women worker because she was hired onto the contract and she availed the maternity leave. Now the Karnataka High Court had slammed such kind of decision and had called that it is grossly insensitive onto the part of the government, and therefore the High Court has given an order that the women should be reinstated back onto the job, and a fine penalty has also been imposed. The Kerala High Court has provided that the Maternity Benefit Act of 1967 does not makes a distinction between a government servant, temporary employee, employee onto the contract, or employee onto the daily wages. So all the type of employees are to be given the maternity benefit. Now guys, this particular judgment is a very important thing into the context of social justice and the recognition of the reproductive rights for the women. So guys, that is all. Please do utilize into the social justice related answers onto the women's reproductive rights. And now we'll be moving to the next. Now guys, this particular article has been taken from the Indian Express, and here we can see some of the recent data provided by the McKinsey Global. Now it has been provided that the COVID-19 had brought much of the economic impact. 18 million people will be forced to find a new occupation by 2030 because the fundamental change into the nature of work, into the nature of jobs have been made, and this particular change will truly be reflected by the 2030. So guys, the people having the low skill sets or the people who are not having any specific skills, they will be very much into the economic problems. After that, it has been provided that 3 broad changes have been brought by the pandemic. Number 1, the phenomena of the work from home or work from anywhere will be becoming a prevalent model even after the pandemic. Secondly, there is the increased embrace of the e-commerce and e-interaction, and thirdly, the faster automation and artificial intelligence is being deployed across all the sectors. Then guys, third observation has been made that there are certain sectors which are particularly more impacted by the COVID-19. It is the retail sector, food services, hospitality, and the office administration. Then guys, it has also been seen that now people are more giving the time in adopting the technological skills. A 3.3 percentage point increase into the time has been seen. And at the same time, people are now using less and less of their physical skills. So guys, such kind of data many times becomes relevant when you are writing the answers. It further authenticates your answer. So please do utilize it. So guys, that is all, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, it is a brief snapshot taken from the Indian Express newspaper. It talks about the Perseverance mission that has been launched by the NASA. Guys, just keep it in mind that this is the 9th spacecraft which has successfully landed onto the Mars. Now guys, there are other 2 spacecraft also. One is by the UAE and other is by the China. Now they have successfully entered the orbit of the Mars. And all of these 3 projects, the project of UAE, the project of China, as well as the NASA's Perseverance, they were launched into the month of the July. So guys, just keep it into your mind for the such kind of factual informations which is often asked into the prelims examination. So guys, that is all about the today's newspaper articles. I hope that you have understood it. Thank you so much.